The war is over. The Stonehouse Series, Chapter 39. In the spirit arena, Emil's guardian angel Jasper and the guardians of Simon's servant were enjoying a peaceful, moonlit walk to the house of Lazarus. Each angel seeing to the assistant of their charge until Melbeck arrived. Jasper questioned the reason of his presence. Melbeck? What? We are on schedule. What has changed? The other guardian glanced at the newcomer with shielded trepidation. My arrival? You are bothered by my arrival? Seeing my handsome face, how could my magnanimous presence cause you any concern? Ahead and on their right, Emil's sheep looked like so many moonlit rocks on the hillside, and his dog, Clipper, slept with one eye open among the goats, but Moshe was nowhere to be seen. The other angel answered, A whirlwind, Melbeck. Your arrival is often from the center of a whirlwind. Comrades, the very center of a whirlwind, it is a magnificently peaceful place to be. Jasper wondered, Oh, I see what you're up to. You were there, weren't you? Mary, her coin purse. The girl, Samson, huh? That was you? No, it was Spirit Helper doing it, working through the girl, but I was sent as a preliminary measure and to take notes. Ah, there he is. See him? Sitting in the shadows, peeking through their open doorway? See, it's Emil's nephew. The two guardians focused on Melbeck's index finger pointing towards the house of Lazarus, and the slightest speck of moonlight reflecting from Moshe's left eye. Hello, Uncle. You never said anything about babysitting. What do we do with them now? Have they woken up yet? No, I did clean their wounds and stop the bleeding, but I couldn't find any vinegar to clean them up with, so I just used soap and water. A good job of their occupation. They are borderline of needing stitches. Mary really smacked them good. And she did this all by herself? Took out two grown men with a purse? It wasn't 3 breaths from the time that she screamed until I was at the door. If I hadn't a ducked, she would have put me in a pile too. What do we do with them now? Emil lit a lamp and began poking at them, checking heart rate, the breathing, the cords around their hands and feet, and staring at both their faces. Do I know you? Have I seen you before? You look to be about 30 or 35 years old enough to know better. They probably would have killed her if they had had a chance, but I think it would be wrong to cut the throats of 2 unconscious men. A damp area on the floor marked the place where they had been bleeding and where Moshe washed it up. Next, Emil found Martha's ink and quill and wrote a note on the front and the back of both of their robes. Moshe. Yes, sir? Fetch Lazarus's donkey cart and back it up to the steps. Moshe returned in a minute and held the cart in place while Emil and Simon's servant drug the 2 men into it. What now, Uncle? We take them to the town square and dump them. Someone will figure out what to do with the reprobates in the morning. 10 minutes later, They slid both men out of the center of Bethany's town square, tied them back to back, gave them each a block of wood for a pillow, and covered them with a horse blanket. As they put the donkey cart away, Moshe asked, "The words you wrote on them, what did they say?" "Something that they can try to explain in the morning. Help me, I was hit with a purse." "Funny, Uncle. Do you want me to stay with the sheep again tonight? They're all bedded down, and it's a nice night." "Yes, no reason to move them to their pens. Thank you. I will be back for them by noon, and you can spend the night in the greenhouse. It's warm and dry in there." "That will work. Good night, Moshe. You did good. Be safe." It was well after midnight when Emil returned to Stonehouse. The place was mostly quiet, for Simon's dinner guests had retired to the guest house, and cozy beds prepared for them. Candles cast their light from Hannah's kitchen, so Emil went that way, while lingering aromas from the magnificent dinner produced a rumble in his empty stomach. Hannah and Esther were there working in a mechanical pick it up and put it away mode, and Jesus was speaking with Simon. "It will work with you then to use Stonehouse as our base for the next few days?" Yes, we have plenty of room here, and I will let Hannah choose from the field servants for the extra help that she will require. "Come and go as you need. There will be food and beds for you and yours whenever you are here." "Thank you, Simon. A home base here will help things function smoothly." Emil began to nibble on some leftovers, but Hannah brought a plate, which she had set aside for him. Choice slices of roast lamb, some figs and olives, a thick slice of bread covered with honey butter, and a small block of cheese. Delicious smells from throughout the room again triggered a rolling rumble in Emil's stomach. "Thank you, Hannah." Simon brought over a full wine goblet, followed by a question. "This is my favorite. I think you'll like it. You took care of the two?" Moshe bandaged their head wounds. Although they really needed stitches, I left them tied up in the city square, and someone will find them in the morning. We even gave them blocks of wood for pillows and a horse blanket. Not quite what they deserve. Jesus looked in the face of the withered sheep herder and said, "You have covered quite a distance, Emil. 33 years since you saw me first, sleeping in a manger. I'm glad you didn't let your heart grow hard. I did think you could remember, although I know you've been around forever. Not quite sure how all this works." Jesus smiled slightly. "My mind does not remember the moment. My mother told me of it later, and about your wife and son." Tears slid down Emil's leathery skin as he replied, "I will see them again someday. I can tell you this, my friend, your wife and son, they are among those I will bring to my Father very soon." There was a slight tremor in Emil's shoulders as he bit his lip before he could respond. "Thank you." "It is to you, Emil, who I am grateful, and those like you, for you have welcomed me, and he who sent me, even in the face of the most difficult things on earth." Emil fidgeted and changed the subject slightly. "So, what happens next?" "Tomorrow I ride into Jerusalem on a donkey's colt." a declaration that you are king and the war is over. The war between God and man is over, with my final payment made. Esther had been listening closely while doing her kitchen chores. We, all of us here at Stonehouse, we are cheering you on, Jesus. Thank you, Esther. Lazarus and his sisters, they have moved into the caves beneath the house? Yes, sir, and I will watch over them, just like Simon ordered. No one will know of them or where they are ever. From the center of the soul and moving north, there is a bridge. Not a door which enters in, but instead a path to land, an avenue of growing ground for to replicate, to transmit through seed or spore, chosen elements from within the spirit core. Through a wall, across a cavern, through the waters, there is a way.